Hey there. So as part of my ongoing series of showing you how I've built my COVID report for Australia, I wanted to show you something that happened in the last day or so. I noticed that the total new cases coming in from Australia is actually incorrect. I know it's incorrect because I get to see the media here in Australia, and the data that's coming in from this source, ourworldindata.org, is actually incorrect. And this actually raises an important point. What do you do when your data is incorrect? Well, the best thing to do is go back to the source and fix the incorrect data. But in this case, that's not an option because I don't control the data that's in this location, ourworldindata.org. And so I was able to find a second source, and I have this site here, covidlive.com.au, and this is more localized and therefore more likely to be correct. And if I come in here, you can actually see the difference in the data. And in fact, the data, they're not identical. So say here, 20th of July, there was 109 cases in Australia, whereas if we come over here, that seems to map with the 19th of July data from the global source. So there's not a direct match. And then also you can see that on the 23rd, which should map with the 22nd here, there's 158. So now I've got two choices. I could change my report, and instead of loading data from the global source, I could load it from the Australian source. The problem with that is that I want to keep the data available from the other sources. So for example, if we go and have a look at the United Kingdom, I'd like to be able to see the rest of the sources of data. This is really interesting data, and this is the data that I'm hypothesizing that we're going to get this same pattern of behavior in Australia over the next 2 weeks. Time will tell. So I don't want to change my data source. I want to keep my data source being the global source, but I've clearly got an issue here. So look, there's a couple of ways of solving this. What I could do is I could just repoint that one set of data for Australia to the other source and combine it together. But I thought it was a good opportunity to show you how you could go about basically just doing a data correction, and that's what I'm going to do. So I haven't actually done this yet. I'm about to do it live, so let me go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go in and edit my query. Now, what I would normally do if I had a good setup is I might actually do this in an Excel spreadsheet, but I want this an online report. I don't want to have the legacy of the Excel spreadsheet, and so I'm not planning on doing that. So what instead I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a local version of corrections that is part of the actual workbook. So, so let's come and have a look at the final data that is loaded, which is here. And so this is basically what I need to fix. I need to get a set of data like this, and I need to create a correction table so that I can insert the correction and append it to the source. And so what I think I will do, I might just take a screenshot of those headers so that I know exactly what they look like. And I'll just put this on another screen. You don't need to see it. It's just so that it's there as I actually create the data. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to generate a new table of locally entered data, and I'm going to give the headings the same as the other table. So it's ISO_code, then it will be date. These are case sensitive, so attribute and value. All right, so that's the source of the data. Now, the data that I need to fix is Australia, so that will be AUS. The date, I think it was the 20th of the 7th, 2021. And the attribute will be the new cases, case sensitive, so new_cases. And the value, well, it was recording 6, and from memory it was it 158? I can come back and change it. So I'm going to put 152, and I'm going to call this corrected data. Okay, so here's my new table. I'm going to move it into my staging storage, and I'm going to set it so that it doesn't load. And then I'm going to append this table of corrected data to this table as my last stage. So I'll just do an append query, and I'll append the corrected data to the original table. I actually don't need to summarize them because the model does the aggregation anyway. So I'll go File, Close and Apply, and let's see how we go. and that didn't work, so now I need to go and find out why. So let me come over to here. We'll have a look in the data. This is new cases, and it's looking for the data attribute new cases. So it was the 23rd. Aha, this is why it didn't work, because I've got it here. It's 298. I've put it on the wrong date. This should have been against the 23rd of the 7th. So this gives me an opportunity to show you how to edit that. So I'll go Edit Query. Need to come back to my corrected cases, click on the source step, click on the cog, and then I change the date to the 23rd. So click OK. Close and apply. It has to reload the whole set of data again because this new table is appended to the main table. So there we have it. That 158 rings a bell. Let me just go and check it against the data. So 158 on the 22nd. For whatever reason, it seems to be out by a day. Anyway, look, it's close enough. The cases are plus or minus a few cases anyway, I guess. And so that's corrected the data. And now I've actually built a structure so that any time I see some issues with the data, I can go ahead and make a local change without actually compromising my raw source. While I'm here, I might just go and check this one on the 14th of the 7th. I'll bring that up. And yes, it does seem that there was a case, it was around about that rate, so that one looks correct. So there you have it. That's how you can correct data in the case that your source is outside of your control. You can create a local adjustment table for your local corrections. Of course, the best solution is to correct it at the source, but this is a solution that you can use when you don't have access to the source data.